Hi, I'm Jo from Fine & Country in Dorking in Surrey, and today I'm having a chat with Gavin, who is our National Business Development Manager in the UK. Hi, Gavin.
Hi, Jo. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Great. Yeah, very good, actually.
Good,
Lovely
good.
to see your progress, actually, particularly on social media lately.
Thank you, thank you. Well, today I want to talk to you about Fine & Country and its marketing,
Yeah.
and in particular, what sets Fine & Country's marketing apart from everybody else?
I think, well, for me, it's a combination, actually, Jo. It's not just the marketing, it's people, because there's a combination of those that actually makes a difference to a client. And I think any property that has superlative presentation, first and foremost, if a property is presented beautifully, next level presentation, and then you expose that property to a wider audience, not just the active market looking on the portals, but the passive market, the people that don't even know they want that client's home, totally emotional purchaser.
Yeah.
And then you combine that with a really good skill level with the agent who ultimately, when they receive the offer at the end of the day, they're the ones that are actually determining and making the difference to the ultimate price. But the marketing element of it, I think if you're doing drone footage, beautiful videography, lifestyle marketing, bringing a home, you know, to show its absolute best side, it's that emotion that brings the right people forward, and I think that effectively probably is
And so that's what sets us apart from
I think so.
others.
It's our discernible difference, really. You know, we talk about it all the time: presentation, exposure, and service.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
We do. So another thing we talk about is maximising the value of your property. What does that mean, and how do we do that?
well, I think a lot of it's probably answered in the question in the answer that
Okay.
I've just shared. Actually, I know. But what I would probably suggest is that, and that's why I said people first. Actually, don't underestimate, and I know you don't, but I think the public often underestimate the difference that an individual can actually make, because you can have all the best presentation and marketing in the world, but if you talk about maximizing the value of somebody's home, I think it's the ability of an agent not to be, to be a consultant to that client and offer them the best strategy in their particular circumstances. That's number one.
Yeah.
That actually works to their timescales. And then secondly, what I would say is that how good that person is at negotiating. That minute the phone call comes in and the person wants to invariably offer less than the property is actually worth, how they react to that, and then the subsequent gradations of negotiation that happen after that could make a difference of 2%, 3%, 10%.
Yeah.
You know, I was chatting to an agent the other day who's made a £250,000 difference on a particular client's property that another agent, well-known agent, global player as well, had on the market for 9 months and weren't able to achieve that.
Yeah, I've done that as well, using the Fine & Country brand. Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing that leads me straight onto, and lovely question, is why do we talk about pricing strategy with our clients rather than asking price? And why do we recommend that the pricing strategy goes in slightly lower than what we think we might be able to achieve for that client?
I think there's a misconception in an estate agency that that an estate agent is going out, and we perpetuate it, by the way, as estate agents, that you're going out to value someone's home. Now, the truth is, with the tools that we have at our disposal these days, actually most people know more or less what the value of a home is.
Yeah.
I think in the upper quartile and more unique homes, it's actually harder to tell how much a home is worth, because it's unique, it's quirky, it's different, and
Definitely.
it's not
It's
part
not
of it.
like one terrace against another
Exactly, it's not a
terrace.
row of
Yeah.
four-bedroom terraced homes that have all sold multiple times over the last 5, 10, 15 years ultimately. So I probably need to come back to your question though.
Pricing strategy
Pricing
as opposed
strategy.
to an asking price.
So I would say that a pricing strategy is actually part of our presentation strategy, and this is one of the keys, is that pricing is not a game of folding your arms and telling buyers how much you want for the house. Pricing for me is a game of attraction. So you'll attract more people to the home, to view the home. By definition, would you agree then that you're more likely to actually get more people offering on the home?
Yeah.
And going
So
back to
that
the
supply and demand creating.
It's exactly that,
Yeah.
Joe. And if you go back to the skill level that we were talking about earlier on, if an agent's particularly skillful, once they've got multiple people bidding, they could make a 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15% difference
Yeah.
in what it'll ultimately sell
Yeah.
for, really. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. It
Great.
does. Absolutely. And then the question that we get asked a lot as agents for Fine and Country is why, as a client, should I pay a higher fee?
I suppose my answer to that would be a question first, actually,
Okay.
and that would be to ask the client: is what's important to you? Is it how much you pay your agent, or is it how much you net out of the transaction at the end of the day?
You'd hope that they say,
Well, you'd
Yeah.
think that they would say that, and then I think sometimes if you haven't done a good enough job, and hands on heart, sometimes you don't do a good enough job that got them to truly understand the difference that you offer, is that you have to ask a series of questions to re-establish the trust that that person has in you. So
yeah,
I feel like I haven't done a good enough job. If we present it this way, if we expose it this
Yeah.
way, can you see you get a better chance of achieving a higher price, Mr. Jones? Yes, I do. Then can you understand why I charge more?
yeah,
Because if I don't charge more, then I wouldn't be able to put it in 106 international portals.
yep.
I wouldn't be able to put it in a refined magazine, of which we deliver 11 physically to over 200,000
So
buyers across the...
our investment is greater than some of the agents that come along and value on price and fee.
Well, you get more. What you might still go from A to B on
It's whether or not you turn left
on a
or right.
exactly, you turn left or right
Yeah,
on an airline. So
Yeah.
whether if you want first class or upper class, you're still getting to the same destination, but you're definitely getting much more and much more enjoyment. And that's why those people are willing to pay a bit
Yeah.
more for it. It's a
Yeah.
better experience, and needless to say, in this particular context, if you are able to put more into the actual marketing of somebody's home and you can expose it to a wider audience, by definition, you should, combined with skill,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
a better price for
Yeah.
the person's home. So I suppose that's why somebody should pay more. And in fact, actually, if any client's actually even remotely thinking about using an agent that's charging less, particularly where they've negotiated that agent down to that
Yes.
price fee,
Yeah, yeah.
what they should really be doing is they should be actually saying, well,
If I can
that-
negotiate you down,
if an agent's prepared to negotiate on their own money, what the hell are they going to do with yours?
yeah,
So, and that's the reason why I won't negotiate on fee, because I'm demonstrating to the client that I'm that serious about what we do, and I also want to use that money, or some of it, for the investment of what we're going to do marketing
yeah,
their
definitely.
home. So it's worth it.
Definitely.
It's worth it. Is it for everyone? No.
Yeah, but then we don't work with everyone as well, because we, by definition of giving a good service, we can't have a plethora of clients at one time. We have to work with a limited amount of numbers. Otherwise, we're not delivering the service, are we?
I'd agree, yeah. I think, it's one of the luxuries, I think, in dealing with premium property and the upper quartile, is that we aim to take fewer of them on, working with the right clients, but give them exceptional service ultimately.
And get a better price for
And,
them
and
as
get a
well.
better price, yeah. We live and die by the difference that we make,
Yeah.
really, in the upper quartile. So it's really important to us, as you know.
Yeah, I do. That's a lovely place to end. Gavin, thank
Great.
you so much for doing that with me. I really appreciate it.
It's been a lovely interlude to my day. Thanks, Joe.
Pleasure.
Take care.
Thanks. Too.